Hello everyone, I'm Julia, this is Julia's Knitting. We discuss all kinds of crafts here. In the last video I pulled out of the crafting jar, what did I call it? Crafting jar, I think. I pulled out 4 projects, 2 of them were knitting, 2 of them were sewing. And amongst the sewing projects, amongst the 2, was a spa headband. And this is something that I've been meaning to make. I need a spa headband sometimes when I don't even know, when I apply kind of something on my face, which happens. I'm not a very skincare or any care kind of a person, but when I need it, I don't have it. The same thing happened with the apron, remember? And now I have an apron and I use it once a month, but when I need it, it's there because I made it. And this feeling is amazing. So I'm gonna do the same with the spa headband. And I don't have any fabric and I'm on my mission to get rid of a lot of fabrics and a lot of, I have very few fabrics, but I have a lot of clothes and things that I need to remake into something, recycle. So I have this towel, which I don't use anymore. So I'm gonna iron it. I've already been online. I saw what people make and I didn't like it for me because every headband I saw was with a bow here. That's not me. That's just, I'm not gonna wear a bow on my forehead. So I'm going to make the simplest headband. And I'm going to tell you all the sizes and how I'm doing it. So maybe if you want to, you can repeat. Okay, I need this long piece along the whole edge of the towel. So the first thing I do, I'm cutting off the edge of the towel, the one that has been sewn already. I decided that 6 centimeters will be enough for the width of the headband, so that's what I'm doing. I found some orange chalk, and this is the only thing I can use to draw on this white towel. The width of the headband is 14 centimeters, and the length is 94. This is my very professional notebook with all the writings in it. I think the length is almost what I need. What did I say? 94. This is 1 meter. Okay, I'm gonna cut the width and then I'm gonna I think I'm gonna cut 2 centimeters from each side because you see it's not very precise. Okay. This is very important, you guys. I have an orange chalk, which is specifically designed for sewing, but don't trust them. Don't always trust them. The things that are specifically made for something don't always work. So this coloring, they might just use the same coloring as for the chalk that children paint on, draw on the roads, right? So the coloring there, the dye there, might be permanent, for example. So before you use it, just try it on a piece of fabric and try it on pieces of different fabric, like wool, cotton, synthetics, to make sure, because different dyes, different coloring work on different types of different fabrics differently. It depends on the fiber. The coloring might stick to silk, for example, but it's harmless for wool, or the other way around. Or synthetics, for example, usually make they don't care. They care less. So always just beware. I'm using it very bravely here, because this is not a thing to worry about. But if you are making a beautiful dress or something, be very careful. The other thing that I need is, of course, an elastic. I was thinking, I have this narrower elastic, and I have this very wide elastic that is already almost a headband on its own. I was thinking, and I think I'm going to use this one. Because it feels right, it's wide, right, and it's gonna just secure my hair very nicely. It feels right. And second of all, it's the length of it is just enough for a headband. So I'm gonna use it up, and this is going to be my recycling mission in action. So I know that my head is 56 centimeters. Usually when I make hats, when I knit hats, I make them, well, I count everything, I count the stitches using this measurement, 56. Let's check if I'm right or wrong. Okay, this feels comfortable, like a little bit of tension for it to grab my head. So I'm gonna mark the length here, and I'm gonna check how long is it, because usually for hats we measure here, right, like this. Now I did it differently. Let's see if it matters. I think I'm gonna cut this open. It's gonna make my life easier. Here and here. 55. Huh! I think this 1 centimeter is the tension I was talking about. So this works, right? I'm gonna add 2 centimeters to this, because I'm gonna need to sew these ends together. So here and, well, let's say here. This is the elastic. This is my detail. I think we're ready to sew. I know there are ways to make such a construction at the same time, to sew it at the same time with the elastic, and then turn it outside out, right side out. I made the hair scrunchies this way, but I don't think I want to do that now, because this fabric sticks to itself. It's not very glidey, is that a word? And it's going to be difficult to turn it inside out, even like this. And if there would be many layers and the elastic, it would be even harder. So I decided to just join the long ends, then turn it inside out, and then put the elastic into it, and then connect the short ends, leaving the, like we always do, leaving the hole to sew then from the right side. I hope you get the gist. So the first step is connecting 2 long ends. Now, after connecting the 2 long sides of the detail, I am turning it inside out. I think I showed you the device I have. For that, it's a very easy tool. It looks like this. I have two. So if you ever see this, you put the piece of fabric here and then you close it with this ring. It's a very simple engineering lies there in this tool, but it helps a lot. It helps a lot. If you ever see it, I recommend to buy it. There are also very long hooks that have this closing detail, this closing part. I don't know their names, unfortunately, and they work very well too. They have a ring on the end. They probably work even better. It's easier to use them. So I just don't have one, but if you do, definitely use it. It was one of the hardest thing I had to do in my life. And I am counting graduating, breaking up with the first boyfriend and things like that. It took a very long time, but here we have it. That's okay. Also, it's snowing. It is currently snowing. Every time I think, okay, this is the final takatalvi. It's a Finnish term for when you think that the spring has come, but then then winter comes back for a while. And every time it's not. And now it's snowing. The next step is to get the elastic through the headband. I'm using my tool again, and I'm hoping this is going to be easier than the last time I used it. Ah! I was too greedy. That was my mistake. Can I catch it? It was kind of close. Here it is. Jesus, everything goes not smoothly today. Not smoothly at all. Okay. It's here, guys. It's here. That's okay. No panic. Now, the important thing is to make sure it's laying flat, right? That it's not twisted. The elastic should not be twisted inside of it. So you can do that by pinning one end to the fabric and then just going through all the length of the fabric. Okay, that's it. That's it. Also, you can align the seam either with the rib or with the edge of the elastic or in the middle of the elastic. I will do the middle. Okay, and now I'm just aligning it all so that I know what's what, what's where. I kind of love to know. Now what I have to do is join the short sides of the elastic. Okay. The short ends are connected. Now it's a good time for trying the headband on. Perfect. I think it's perfect, and you can already see what it looks like. And this is kind of perfect for me. I'm sure some of you will want this bow in front, or some, I don't know, ears maybe. There are tutorials, I saw them. I didn't see them in detail because I didn't need to, but I think there are tutorials that show you how to do a bow. Not sure about the ears, but I don't want them. I like this look better. That's why I'm going to, I'm gonna also secure the elastic here and here. Now to the kind of pain in the ass part, because we need to sew the short sides of fabric together, and it is very difficult to do. Well, you can do it by hand all the way if you want to. I want to try at least make a short seam with the machine. I don't think I can though. I found the foot for the invisible zippers, and I think I'm gonna try and use it. It's very short, that's why it might be handy. So I'm gonna try and do it with this small foot. So far it seems it should be easier. It's not yet. Okay, I will not start with the seam. I will start with just fabric, because the seam makes it harder. Oh, it doesn't work. You know what? I tried to do it from the inside. I tried a different foot. It doesn't work. I can't make it work, at least. I don't know, maybe a more talented seamstress would make it work. But I decided to try and make the seam from the outside. Right? You can barely see the seams in this kind of fabric, because it's, oh sorry, I pushed the wrong lever. Because it's so hairy, you cannot actually see a lot what's going on inside of this fabric. So I'll try to join the short side like this. I'm sewing from the right side, you see. I think even if it's not very pretty, I don't care about this. That's okay for me, definitely. But if the fabric was different, if the fabric couldn't hide it so well, that depends on you, first of all, or maybe the person you are doing it for, on how it looks, and so on, so that you know it's not the best way to make it. But I kind of don't have any other way. Okay, I will have to get through the seam right here. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave this part and sew it by hand, because there is a seam here. And as you can see, my machine cannot deal with it. By the way, see? You can barely see the seam because of how hairy the fabric is. I'm okay with that. And you, by the way, if you make the same thing, you can hide it with the bow, if you want a bow for yourself. Or some other decor. I don't know why. It's kind of a traditional to have a bow there, but actually you can have anything, right? Okay. It's important to fold it inside, because you don't want these threads to because you don't want all the threads all over the place. They are already all over the place. Okay, that's it. The next is the seam again. I can't get through it, so now what's left to do is join the part that I didn't sew through by hand. I'm going to join this part of this short seam by hand because my machine couldn't get through all these layers. And then my spa headband is done. You know, I don't think I told you why I chose this this towel fabric. I think you get it, but maybe I should explain. A lot of times I need a spa headband when I'm washing off the face mask, and it involves a lot of water going like everywhere, and this fabric absorbs water very well. That's why I chose it. I think it's going to be amazing when you're washing off the face mask and water splashes somewhere, it absorbs it immediately. The headbands I sometimes see in the stores are synthetics, are polyester, or I don't know what it is, and they are very cute, they are very soft, it is very very nice to feel them on your face. They are very kind of soft, cozy, very nice, but they don't absorb water, and this is what is crucial for me. And I'm not saying that's bad. If you use a spa headband for, I don't know, maybe just keeping your hair out of the way, right, to apply this face mask, then it's okay. And you can, if you're making the headband by yourself, you can buy some yarn, some fabric, some synthetic fabric, and it will be very nice. And by the way, it will be easier to work with, I think, because it's not so thick. It would be thinner, it would be finer, I think. Well, you can choose, right? And it will be easier to work with it. But I can say that all the fibers, all the fabrics that have some kind of a furriness, hairiness going on, you will have to clean afterwards. Like, everything is covered in this very short threads from this fabric right now, including me. I am covered with them also. So if you are not a messy person, if the mess creeps you out, I warned you, just beware. It might be not for you. Okay, it's the time of the truth. Let's try it on. It feels nice. You know, when people say that silk is the queen of fabrics, or some kind of, I don't know, organza or something, I agree, I understand them, but I love cotton. I love cotton so much in different, you know, the t-shirts, the towels, but cotton, I think, is my favorite, because silk is very good when it's hot and it cools you off a little bit, and every fabric is good at some point, but cotton is good in any weather, in any situation. It can be fancy, it can be casual. It's amazing. Well, guys, what are we thinking? I am very happy because this looks exactly how I imagined. You know, it doesn't look, well, for me it does look good, but it reached my expectations. This is exactly what I was expecting, and that makes it perfect, you know? That's perfect. And it's functional. For me, you know, I love fashion. I understand that some people worship fashion, but for me, number one is function. I think this is what I'm going to sauna next time, because I have this special hat for sauna, but this might be even better. Oh, my favorite part. I wanted it, I needed it, I said I would do it, and I did it. I needed a thing and I made a thing myself. This was a thread from this. I warned you. I warned you, but I didn't warn myself because I didn't think about that before. I put it on and I immediately think home, Christmas, hot chocolate, you know. I don't know, my friends or my family came, we all made this, we applied something on our faces, we used these headbands, now we're drinking cocoa and relaxing near the fire. Oh, I love it. And I made it myself. You know what? I want to assign some homework for you, even though I don't have this authority. But I'm asking you, please, next time you make something, say it several times. I made it, I made it, I made it, I made it. Look at it, touch it, and, you know, brag while you're saying that. This was the project that I pulled out of my crafting jar. This is what it looks like. I pulled out 2 sewing projects. One of them is a pot holder with a picture on it, and I will probably make it soon. Probably even, I don't want to sew today, but maybe tomorrow, definitely this week, I guess. I will make the second project of March. I pulled 4 projects for March. I started one of them. I made a swatch for another. I finished the third, and I have to start and finish this one. But this is not a very long one. I think I can do it in one day. I also know that I can mess something up, or something can go wrong, and I will need like 3-4 days a week for this, so you never know. At least when you're an amateur like I am, you never know, but it's possible. So maybe next time we meet, I'll show you this project. But for now, this one is done, and I'm very happy with it, because 1 out of 3 is not a 0 out of 3. It's a quarter. I finished a quarter of a task. That makes me kind of proud of myself. Oh, it smells nice. Oh, so nice. Thank you guys for spending this time with me. I was very happy to meet again. I hope to see you next time. I hope you subscribe if you haven't yet. I love you. Know that you are a very important person, and I'm very happy that you decided to spend this time with me. Please share your thoughts. What are you making? What are you working on right now? What's your craft? What are you planning to make? Are you thinking about making one of these? Maybe with a bow, maybe with some bunny ears or cat ears, or something funny. Tell us. This is Julia's Knitting. I'm Julia. Thank you for being here today. If you want to make something else, know that I have a video where I'm making an apron out of the thrifted fabric. So thank you. I hope to see you next time. Bye.